Good afternoon. Thank you, Calvin, for the introduction. Like Calvin said, what I'm going to talk about a little bit is the politics of young people of color, Black youth specifically, more generally. And then from there, I'm going to kind of talk about the issues that come when we try and kind of group youth together as one big mobilizing block, right? And how in some ways that can be problematic when we think about organizing for young people, particularly young people of color. The data I'm going to be using to talk about this is from the Black Youth Project at the University of Chicago. It's the first data set of its kind because it focused almost entirely on young Black people. It focused on their attitudes about sex, about culture, about politics, about hip hop, everything that you can imagine that affects young people. We asked them about in this survey and in in-depth interviews. So I have quite a bit of information about young Black people's social attitudes towards a whole range of things. So if you have other questions about stuff that I don't mention in the presentation, feel free to ask me in the question and answer session. So just to jump right into it, 1/3 of young Black people believe things like drugs, violence, and gangs were a major problem in their neighborhood, right? So you've got 33% of Black people believing that, 30% of Hispanic youth believing that, and then we have 10% of young white people believing that these issues are a problem in their neighborhood, right? The percentage of respondents who believe Black youth receive a poor education on average than white youth is 54% Black youth, 40% Hispanic youth, and 31% white youth. And again, my reason for bringing these statistics up is because I want to start out by pointing out the ways in which, again, some of the policy things that young Black people are concerned about are different than what other young people and other racial groups are concerned about. So then when we talk about levels of alienation, right, from the government, the percentage of young people who believe they can make a difference by participating in politics is actually contrary to what we hear about in the media. Most young people, particularly most young people of color, actually believe that they can make an impact in politics. They do have the self-esteem to believe that they can make a difference. However, most respondents don't believe that leaders in government care about them, right? And so we see this kind of discrepancy between what young people believe they're personally capable of and what they think the government or the state is actually capable of. And so that kind of gives us a little bit of knowledge about why young people kind of tend to stray away from kind of traditional methods of politics, right? Like voting right into your senator and those kind of